Hello, friends. So we are right in the middle of craziness around here. As some of you know, because I did mention it in a previous video and then also on my social media, we have decided to downsize and sell the farm. It was a very tough decision and quite emotional for many different reasons, but when we sat down, it was the most logical decision. And financially, it really made sense for us to do that. When we bought this 18-acre piece of land, it was just woods, and we cleared it and we built a house on it. We built barns and a beautiful greenhouse, pasture fencing, put a huge detached workshop on the property. And in just 2 short years, we built up so much equity that when we started running the numbers, we realized that it would allow us to pay off all of our debt that we have kind of carried with us for 20 years. We got married very young, so we weren't as smart with our funds as we wish that we would have been. When you get older, you start to look at things a little bit differently. But so it's allowing us to not only pay for our new home that we're having built that's on a smaller piece of property, but it's also allowing us to pay off the bills that we had, the debt that we have carried with us. And I do agree that money does not buy happiness. However, financial freedom definitely brings happiness. So anybody that has any kind of debt, it's not fun when you owe somebody money. And while we always had enough money to pay our bills and put food in the fridge for the kids, we didn't have a lot left over at the end of the month to go and do things. And running a farm, that could be a bit troublesome because, having your own meat and all the things that we have are fantastic, but it's not free to raise all those animals. You've got to buy hay and you've got to buy grain and you've got to build shelters and fencing and vet bills in case there's issues and things like that. So the farm definitely wasn't it didn't come free. So anyway, the financial piece is something that we wanted very badly, and financial freedom will allow us to be able to do more things with the kids. And we're also in the process of adopting or trying to adopt a little boy from foster care, and that's not that doesn't come free either. There are costs involved with that. So we prayed hard about it, that God would provide a way if that was in his plan for our family. And if I had to go sell a house or do this or do that to afford the plane tickets to go see this little boy, whatever we had to do, we were going to make it work, and we were just going to take it day by day. But somehow in the last 6 months, God has just unfolded this amazing plan for us, which come last summer, if you would have told me we would have been selling the farm and downsizing and doing all the things we've done so rapidly in the last 6 months, I would have probably laughed at you. I was right in the middle of milking a cow and taking care of my big garden and my huge greenhouse that Joe just built for me. And so it's kind of crazy when we look back on the last few months at how quickly this idea popped up for us to sell and move and how fast it happened. It's like it was just in God's plan. It was meant to be. We put the house on the market, the farm, we put it on the market, and within 3 days we had a contract and we sold to that buyer. No issues with our home inspection, no issues with the appraisal, no issues with our buyers. I mean, it was just meant to be. And then it worked out really great because our buyers just so happened they needed to sell their house in Alabama before they could move here. So they weren't in a hurry to get here. And we were able to rent back from them for 2 months while our new home was being built. So we didn't have to pack up and go live in temporary housing and kind of do that craziness with the kids. We got to stay right here at the farm and rent from these new owners for a couple of months. And that's where we're at now. We are literally just days away from getting to move into the new house, kind of in a little bit of limbo right now. The city inspector said they weren't going to be able to come out until next week to do the final inspection, which would leave a bit of a gap from when we have to be out for our buyers to move into the farm. So we have reserved a hotel as a plan B just in case we have to shack up somewhere for a few days until we get the approval to move into the new house. But we got a phone call today that the inspector said they might be able to make it out to the new house today. So we're praying and we're keeping our fingers and our toes and everything else crossed, because that would be a really perfect scenario if we could just move right from the farmhouse into the new house. So that's what we're hoping for. It's definitely surreal. And for me, it's for sure emotional, probably more so for me than for Joe. But, you know, we've sold all the animals. We are taking our chickens with us, and we are taking our beehives. And, you know, when Joe retires in a few years, we will think about where we want to have our forever homestead. And then we will look at, you know, potentially getting some more animals later down the road and continuing to do beef cattle, or I say beef cattle. I had someone leave a comment that Jersey meat is disgusting because we have a video about butchering our Jersey bull. And I find it so funny. You know, you guys, it's all personal preference, right? Some people don't like salmon. They only like trout, whatever. If you like it, eat it. I don't care. But I could tell you right now, I've got these huge deep freezers back here that are just loaded full of homegrown Jersey meat and pork from our little farm. And it is amazing. I make roasts, and I've made jerky, and I've made beef stew, and I've done all kinds of stuff with the Jersey meat, and it's amazing. So, anyway, that's a little rant right there. So, but we will continue to have our chickens for our fresh eggs and our bees for our honey. And then, you know, we will definitely look at what we're going to do for our forever homestead once Joe retires. I don't know if we will stay here in Virginia. I don't know if this is going to be our forever place. You know, the taxes are high, and I don't know. So we'll just see what God has in store for us, and we'll go from there. But it is weird looking out here on the farm. The pastures are empty. We sold our Gracie girl to a lovely family from church. They're also a homeschooling family, and they have 5 children that they homeschool, and they are loving the fresh milk. And what's really nice is they're good friends of ours, and they live right around the corner. So we are able to share that fresh milk with them, and they give us milk whenever we need it. So that's really awesome. And we get to see Gracie and go over there and visit her. So that was a huge thing for me. I think Gracie was the hardest thing, parting with her, because we just became so close. We developed such a bond. When you milk a cow every day, you really do grow attached to them, and she's a sweet girl. So that was the hardest part for me, honestly. And then all of the blood, sweat, tears, and money that went into this property. I mean, Joe and I cleared this 3 to 4 acres of the 18 acres that we have. We cleared it by hand with a riding mower, a machete, a chainsaw, and a couple shovels. And I got a tailbone injury from riding the riding mower for 3 months straight. And Joe actually got a hernia out of it, chopping trees and everything. So lots of fence posts that went in. We did them all by hand. We built the milk stanchion. I mean, oh my gosh, you guys, so much went into this property. And when we went to sell it, you know, I just looked at Joe and I'm like, all of this was for nothing. Like, all of this that we did, it was for nothing, because now we're selling it. And, you know, Joe looked at me and he was like, Tina, it wasn't for nothing. Because of our hard work, we had built up so much equity in this property, and God provided us with a way to get out of debt and become free from all of that, and freed up money for us to pursue this adoption of this amazing little boy that we met and have fallen in love with. And it's a whirlwind how fast it has happened. And it's like, you guys, when God opens a door, he opens a door. And I felt like he was kicking us through this one. He's like, this is it. Like, everything opened, every door opened without obstacles, and it just seemed right. So I love this farm. I love this house. I love everything we've done. but I'm excited for this new chapter. So that's where we're at. We are literally moving and packing. We did several loads to the storage unit last night. Sorry, I've got some spikies going on, but we've been super busy. We did agree to, you know, our buyers of the farm are a really sweet couple. I believe they're in their 70s. They're a little bit older, but they have 1 horse and 6 alpacas. And the place that they were going to board them until they got here, I forget what happened, but they weren't able to keep them there. Something happened with the hurricane. I don't know, whatever. But she actually talked to me about it, and we offered to let her ship the animals here to the farm early. And we came up with a little agreement, and they've agreed to pay Lexi, my daughter, some money to basically take care of the animals for them for 10 days until they get here. So let me see if I can turn you guys around. I don't know on this live recording if I can do it. Let me see. These alpacas are so crazy looking creatures. Here we go. What's up, dude? And this is their horse. His name is Dreamer. Hi, Dreamer. He's he's an older guy. He's on arthritis medication, super fuzzy. Hi, buddy. But there's 6 crazy looking alpacas out here, and they're actually kind of cool. So Lexi's been taking care of them for the past week and a half or so. And I was happy to do it. You know, we have all the space here. The shelters are built. We've got the water bins. We had everything that we needed. So it felt good to be able to help this couple out and say, sure, have them delivered. We'll take care of them. No problem. And to be honest, it kind of put life back on the farm. It was kind of neat to look out and see the horse in the pasture and the alpacas. So anyway, we have, I think, 2 days to finish getting everything out of the house and get it cleaned. And then the buyers come in a couple of days. So we're just anxiously waiting to see if the inspector can get out to the new property and get it inspected and give us that final approval so we can move in. So anyway, I just wanted to say hey and give you guys a little update. So much going on, but Christmas is right around the corner. What is today? We've been so busy, I've lost track of my days. I think today's the 2nd of December. So Christmas is right around the corner, and I am chomping at the bit to get in the new house and get unpacked as quickly as we can and get our Christmas tree up and have some type of normalcy before Christmas. So anyway, say prayers for us, you guys, and we will keep you posted as we go. And I'm going to try to get on here and give you a tour of the new house as well. So that you guys can see it. It's super cute. Just a little 1-story rancher. We downsized from about 2,600 square feet down to 1,900 and went from 18 acres to 1 acre of land. So I fully intend on having my garden and a little greenhouse out there, my chickens, still going to do meat birds when we need fresh chicken in the freezer, and then probably have some sort of a pig pen just for when we are in need of pork. My brother has pigs out at his farm, so when it comes time each year, we'll probably get a pig from him or something and finish raising it for a month or 2 until it's ready for butcher. And there's some great farmers around here that raise Angus cows for beef. And so our goal to eat clean and know where our food comes from is not changing just because we're moving from the farm. So anyway, this guy's trying to say, what's up? What's up, homie? Hi, little blondie. What are you doing? Oh, see, then they pin their ears back like that. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and we will keep you posted and talk to you soon.